Hello everybody, and welcome back to Tales of Eternia. Want to thank everybody for joining me. I am really excited because we are going to be heading to Celestia soon. One of my favorite places in this game. In the last episode we got Ifrito, and he's the fire elemental, so you can make some new combinations. Let me show you real quick on the map where I'm at. Basically we're on this island here, the Pharos Kyokai, and we're gonna head to the Light Bridge, which is supposedly the last way that we can get to Celestia. This island's a pretty good place to level up too. There's some decent enemies with HP on the outside area, that is, and not too difficult, and they still give some decent HP, or experience, I mean. So, in today's episode, we are going to climb this gigantic mountain, which seems like quite the task. I'm not sure if Keel is going to be up to this task. So the first thing Rid thinks is, Keel, are you going to be okay? But at the top is the legendary, Bridge of Light. So he's got to go. As a researcher, he's just gotta find out. So what kind of enemies do we have? Just a bunch of fist fighting guys? Oh yeah, Rid's Majin Rengazan. It's like a version of Majin Ken, but he makes sort of 4 clones of himself, which go into the foreground and into the background, and each one of them also shoots a Majin Ken projectile, across the ground, and then they all converge in the same spot, and it sort of hits like 5 times. Such a cool move. Oh yeah. Like, a lot of the moves from this game do not appear in other Tales games. It's like Rid has a very unique set of abilities that, most Tales games, the main character's got Majin Ken. You've got the usual skills. Shishisenko, my favorite as always, but Farah has that skill in this game. But yeah, Rid has some really unique ones that are very unique to this game only, that are quite powerful. Of course, treasure chests and dead end. Whoa! Run away! Of course, Farah took a different route there. So sadly we got separated from our lovely Farah. Keel's wondering where she's at. And Meredy has a quickie sniff around for her to see if Quickie can find her, but it It's apparent she's not anywhere nearby. It'll be great to get to Celestia. As promised, I'll go ahead and switch, and I'll be using Farah in Celestia for a bit. She's a lot of fun to use as a playable character. You know, very similar to Rid in that you know, she's a combat character, but a lot of her moves are pretty cool, and you don't really get to see their full potential unless you actually use her as a playable character. So far as she fell down to a different location and kind of having a backflash of their childhood. I love their childhood backflashes. They look just so cute as kids, wearing the same outfits, just like smaller versions. And Farah's like, where is everybody? Rid, Keel, everybody's left me. And then somebody calls her name, and she recognizes the voice as Race. So we know that as she was kind of knocked out, she's having this vision. Race came upon her. Which is a little suspicious. What's Race doing here? Rid is, you know, quite worried about Farah, but Keel's like, you know, this is Farah we're talking about. You know, we shouldn't have to worry about her. She's probably the toughest of the whole group. The tank, more of a tank than Rid is, probably. So without Farah, some of these fights come a little tougher. But Majin Rengazan will take care of everybody. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention is a lot of people don't realize, but the cooking system in this game is actually underused and pretty convenient. You can set these to auto as in other Tales games, but it's not always obvious that you can set them all to auto, and you know, depending on the situation at the end of battle, different ones can get cooked automatically, so you don't have to constantly go in here and set up the cooking menu. At least for me, you know, the first time I played through this, I didn't use cooking very much. But it can be helpful. Didn't remember how quick these holy bottles run off, or run out. Apple gumi? That was not worth it. I'd rather search in the toilet for an apple gumi. Keel's like, oh. And Rid's like, is it her? And he found a, you know, firestone on the ground. A rare thing that the elementals can use to power them up. So Rid's all ticked off, thinking that, you know, they should be worrying about Farah. Keel says, oh, it's Farah. And she is down there with Race. So Race found her in the cave and gonna help escort her up, you know, to some place where they can meet, maybe near the top. Rid's explaining, you know, Race to Keel there a bit, since remember, Keel wasn't in the party when Race had joined us in Sylph's cavern. So we're gonna go ahead and go up and we'll meet them at the top. And on our way there will be several cutscenes with Farah and Race. A little bit more story progression with Farah. Always acting the tough one. Trying to save everybody. Yeah, it's definitely a bummer not having her in the group. Oh boy. Rocks of death. I forgot how many environmental hazards this game has. There's like a lot of environmental hazards. Oh, come on, what a tease. I went all the way to that dead end, and there was nothing there. Instead, I just got tons of rocks dropped on my head. Those things, ow. Those things do a lot of damage. Environmental hazards are no joke. Gotta keep an eye on my health after going through some of these areas. And it's pretty hard to dodge all these. Just have to run and hope. Galled. Totally worth it. I'll run through landslide driven areas just for gold. Wait, is that even a word? Driven? Landslide driven? What word am I trying to think of? The problem with being in Japan is you really forget a lot of English words. You never use them a lot. My vocabulary has just gone down the drain. So kind of another break scene here, but without Farah this time. This scene's kind of interesting. You know, Rid is like a little different when Farah is not around. Melody notices that too. And then mentioning race, of course. You know, maybe making Rid a little upset, jealous. You know, maybe Farah has something for adults that are highly skilled. You know, why are you looking at me and saying that? Melody's wondering why he's so angry all of a sudden. Like, Keel started it. I'm not angry. And Keel's rubbing salt in the wound. Like, she's of age to be interested in guys like that. Funny little scene there. Rid's got a little bit of a temper. Not quite as bad as Luc von Fabriel. Or Luc von Fabre, however you pronounce that, because I don't speak French. I wish I spoke 100 languages. That would be awesome. It's really nice to be able to speak and know multiple languages. But yeah, knowing like more than 2, I've known some people that knew like 5 or 6, and that's just amazing. I mean, if you know more than like 2 or 3 languages, that's just amazing. It's impressive. Hats off to you. I wish I was you, knowing so many languages. So there's a pretty fun part of the game here where we get to use a quick key, give him some commands, and try to get him to lower these ropes for us. Like, some of the commands are pretty funny. You got Soko, which is there, Gambare, do your best. And then you got the Ike, which is go for it. And some of them he just like cleans his face, rubbing his face like a cat. It's so funny. So if you say like Soko, the first option, it's, you know, for him to do something there. Gambare, the second one, makes him climb, and Ike, the third one, is usually for jumping. So I'll kind of have to remember how to do this. Gambare, keep climbing. Alright, so go right there as a rope. Okay, there's one of them. I'm pretty sure you have to lower. I told him to jump and there was nowhere to jump, I guess. You have to lower all of these ropes in order to get the puzzle finished. Okay, so there's 2 of them. I think this one is the tricky one, this one over on the far right. I need to choose Soko. Yeah, there we go. So when he's below that rope, you have to choose Soko right there, and he'll lower it for you. Now we can climb these ropes and meet up with Quickie. Once again, it's another cool thing in this game. You know, this game just has a lot of cool stuff. It's like, hey, let's have Quickie play a role. There's no point going down there. Those extra ropes are just for Quickie himself. But yeah, even having the animal mascot involved in the game is pretty cool. I know that Zappi is pretty important in Tales of Rebirth. He's key for several of the scenes in that game as one of the helpful animal companions. Unlike Disney animal companions, which are only there for comic relief. Hey, we got to the top. And Meredi is happy to see Farah. What? Race kept her safe, I guess? So, in order to open this door, we have to use our previously obtained sorcerer ring. Here we go. Gotta shoot it dead center, apparently. It's one of those things you forget, like, oh yeah, I have the sorcerer ring. I should try that. But if you're ever stuck, you know, a Tales game, like there's a puzzle or something, it's probably you have to use the sorcerer ring in some form or another. So, You can see on the back there's sort of the picture of the elementals. It's hard to see Sylph's, but you've got Windine's trident there, and Ifrit's fire in the middle, and Sylph you can't really see because the pillar is in the way. And they're going to combine again into Rim. And Rim is going to help us open the light bridge. There we go. So if we enter that, we can go to Celestia. Alright, I am excited. We can... This is the path that Bariru used. There was a few conversations before. Race is like hiding behind the pillar there. That Bariru was a famous person that used this light bridge, but he never came back to Infidia. He went to Celestia and they never saw him again. And of course Race is here to stop us, saying we can't go to Celestia and warn them about that we're planning an attack on Celestia. Remember the king, a few episodes ago, we've sort of declared war on Celestia, thinking it's their fault. Farah explains that we're going to try to stop the Grand Fall, but he doesn't believe us. He only believes in the king and the king's word. So Zannen, Race. We're going to have to fight through you. So this will be a battle with Race before we get to go to Celestia. Now this can be a really tough fight, so gotta be careful. Race has a lot of dangerous skills, especially one where he slides through and he can hit all party members right there. And he can combo stun you. But he's not really bad if you just keep him away from Metadine and Keel and let them constantly cast spells to, stun him so you can get combos off. You don't really come into this fight prepared. That one hurts. Eruption is a pretty good spell to keep him stunned, as it does quite a bit of hits. Yeah, not too bad of a fight if you just keep him occupied, keep him away from the spellcasters. So, sorry, Race, or Racis, is as his full name is. So the guards are approaching. Remember, they were going to use the light bridge to go to Celestia and do a surprise attack. But instead, we are going to use it. So we don't have much of a choice. There's a bunch of guards at the door. There's no way out. Let's go, Farah. She is probably a little worried about race there. Racish. Haha, later suckers. Alright, one of my favorite parts of the game. We are finally heading to Celestia. I remember first playing this game, first arriving here, how excited I was. It's like, just like Keel. Keel is super excited to be in Celestia. But yeah, it has like a totally different feel than Infidia. It's more dark. Feels more like a destroyed world almost. Dark and creepy and ominous. Completely different than Infidia, which is more sort of light and happy and blue oceans. You know, here things are quite different. I mean, Celestia is not a bad place. It just, you know, has a different feel to it. I think that's what the developers were trying for. And yeah, they did a good job of making it feel like a completely different world, different planet. Once again, a lot of these themes were copied in Tales of Symphonia. You know, the other world, a little bit darker, a little bit, you know, more high-tech, but darker and, you know, less mana. Whereas the first world that you start in that game, you know, is brighter and they have more mana to work with, etc. But yeah, once again, Eternia was the first game to have this concept of the dual worlds. It's pretty cool. Fantasia was time travel, of course. And Destiny just had the second ring made by the Diecroft. It's kind of funny how Keel didn't believe Melody until now, and she was like ticked off. Like, I've been saying I've been from here the whole time. And Keel's like, I couldn't believe it until I was actually standing here. It's kind of funny how Rid is a little worried, like, are we gonna have to just like spend our lives here now? You know, just like when Bariru came here, he never came back. You know, currently they don't have a way back. And Rid's upset, you know, hey, we're in Celestia, we should be checking everything out. This is exciting. It's kind of an interesting thing with Farah here. She's wondering why she's even come here. Talking out loud. Kind of quickie, he walks over to her like he's worried about her. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Aimen, the first village. And see how Infidia, the Celestians live. So Keel's kind of worried about, you know, since they're Inferians, are they going to be, you know, in trouble, or are they going to be hated or despised here? because the opposite was true. You know, Celestians were not welcome in Fidia. But Melody says it's okay. I love that she occasionally uses words, you know, that are in Melnix. So we're a little worried about Hara here. But yeah, this is a good place to pause the game. We'll go ahead and save. Want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And in the next one, we are going to explore Celestia, which is going to be exciting. I just love this turning point in the game. It's so awesome. Oh yeah, and the classic, let's switch to Disc 2. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next episode when I have switched to Disc 2. Thanks for watching. Johnny.